Hello everyone, guys. Today I'm issuing a very huge warning for Bitcoin. We're gonna go over all the charts and everything that is happening, and I'm gonna show you my models and precise trading models that I'm actually gearing up for right now. So I'm preparing for some really nice juicy trades. I'm gonna show you exactly how those are gonna look like, how to act, how I'm going to manage those trades. So make sure to watch this video from the beginning and until the end, because huge volatility is coming and huge opportunity is coming as well. But first, let's talk about some interesting news, and this one is not directly related to Bitcoin. However, right now, we are seeing Putin and Russia suspending their participation in the nuclear arms pact with the US. So there is huge escalation again, and this is in terms of geopolitics and potential issues with supply chain things, it's not really helping. So that's why this is something that also has spooked the markets, and I really wanted to update you guys on this because there seems to be no end to this whole Ukrainian situation. So unfortunately, it's just escalating. Now, on the positive note though, because I love to give you positiveness when there is something positive, MasterCard is going to allow crypto payments in Web3 using USD settlements, so MasterCard. I mean, you know how huge MasterCard is, and it's going into crypto. So this is really awesome. And now we're going to be moving to the chart because I really want to talk technicals today and technical targets and price action and what we're seeing. And this is, I think, very important today and especially until Friday. Because remember, on Friday, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time is going to be the PCE reading. If it's going to be bad, worse than forecast, well, I don't know if Bitcoin is going to survive this just as well as it did with CPI, but we're going to see that. And I'm going to certainly keep you guys updated. So subscribe, hit that notification bell, and certainly go join my free Discord channel. There is a link down in the description of this video, so you stay updated as to all of my personal trades and the trades of my team. And guys, I don't know, comment down below. Should we give away a Rolex? Today I have one Rolex left to give away to my community. 2 Rolexes were given away. And if you're wondering how you can participate, it's very simple. You can use my link down in the description of this video to Bybit, to a very good exchange. And if you already have an account with Bybit or you used somebody else's link or whatever, you can still use my link and just move your account to and move your money to this brand new account. Well, number one, you can get up to $30,000 in initial deposit bonuses. If you maintain a deposit size of at least $100, then you enter into a Rolex giveaway, which again, maybe we'll give away this Rolex today, maybe another day. I don't know. We'll see. Also, if you deposit more than $500, you'll get my famous paid crypto course sent to your email within 3 days. There have been some issues with sending these, but we're fixing it, so everything is going to be sent to you guys as promised. And all deposited users get access to my famous crypto signals community for absolutely free for a lifetime. Again, link down in the description of this video. Okay, so now that the shield is out of the way, let's quickly take a look because there's so many things happening right now because we want to see. Number one, I think most important is well, it's not tragic yet, but my warning is based on, again, because we've seen huge correlation with S&P 500, high-risk assets, etc. And right now, S&P, you got to give it to Bitcoin because it's holding on much better than S&P 500. Just look at S&P 500. It's actually starting to look like it really wants to crash. The only thing that is standing in its way right now is this purple support that we've talked about. Guys, this is how beautiful technical analysis is. And if you want to become one of my students, thomaskrallo.com is the solution. And here we see, if this purple support is gonna get broken, and right now, we just slowed down, right? Spot on. Call me Mr. Spot on down in the comments, because this is where we got slowed down, actually. So if this doesn't hold, and we actually close with some volume below, this, guys, is gonna open the road all the way to something like 3,500 on S&P 500. And this is with everything we're seeing with quantitative tightening and bad CPI, inflation, blah, blah, blah. This wouldn't surprise me, and that could be a drop of about 11%. And certainly, you're going to ask me, what could this mean for Bitcoin? And we're going to move to Bitcoin in just a second. But it's worth noting that, for example, why potentially S&P 500 is dropping, but Bitcoin is really hanging on. And that could be because, again, and this was what we spoke about in the previous video. Here is a link to it. Check it out. We spoke about the Chinese narrative, that right now China is actually in quantitative easing and everything is looking quite okay. If you're going to look at HK50, which is the Hong Kong index, then, they rallied. China has rallied 55% from the bottom, their main index. This is quite crazy. However, short-term pullback that we're seeing right now, but what we have main correlation with is actually this one right here, which is the Chinese main composite index. And this one is actually going up, well, because of quantitative easing. And this potentially could be just the beginning. Because if the money flows from Asia into crypto, and we're going to see maybe some money coming out from crypto in terms of the US participants, it's gonna balance things out potentially. So therefore, it's very, very positive from the Chinese side of things and this main composite index. But certainly S&P 500 still worries us. And I'm pretty sure that with this acceleration in the downside move is what actually is holding Bitcoin back right now. I mean, this is quite obvious in my humble opinion. So that's why let's focus on Bitcoin and understand that us as traders, we have always two opportunities, either long or short. And it's always like in my community, people always say, Thomas, long or short, long or short. So let me explain exactly how I'm going to play this. So just as we've seen in S&P 500, and also, by the way, before we talk about Bitcoin, we're also saying that Dixie is still climbing slowly but surely. It turned this 103,800, which was very important for us historically, it turned it into a support for at least short-term perspective. So at least, I mean, if we're going to see it continue to the downside, which again, the upside right now technically is open to like 106. So hopefully this is not going to happen because this again is going to affect Bitcoin price as well. So this dollar index is not really slowing down yet. So that's not so good for us in a very short-term perspective once again. So, okay, let's move on to the Bitcoin price. And right now we are in the most important wedge in which I was expecting the price, quite frankly, to be until Friday, until we see the main reading of PCE. Our main support currently is this purple line, which is, I mean, it's funny how this works. It's magic or whatever, but it just works beautifully. And we just got rejected from it. We just got supported from here. So, and also 25K is our main resistance. So are we going to just jag along in here until Friday, until the PCE, and until market decides as to what it wants to do? Could be, but that's why I'm gearing up for some really juicy trades. So for me, this is extremely simple right now, guys. If we're going to see a continuation to the downside and we're going to actually close below with some volume in a 4-hour chart, 1-hour chart, this purple support, this just technically, well, number one, you could argue it just creates a double top pattern, whatever. So it's like, and then this could be like beginning of this correction of this whole up move. And if you look at some indicators, we're losing momentum of these two tops, whatever, it's like, let's not get into too much detail here. Let's look at what actually matters. So if we're actually going to close below with some volume and maybe even retest it, then it's going to open up the road for the initial take profit area of 23K, then 22,500, and certainly about 22,000. Just this order block itself, at which certainly the price may not actually stop. It actually could go and retest and do this huge long squeeze, because I showed you before, right now we have huge number of long positions on Bitfinex, like longs are just going parabolic. So oftentimes when we see such a huge increase in long positions, we see a huge long squeeze just because we want to grab some liquidity and kick some idiots out, so to speak. So I wouldn't be surprised for us to see a retest of even $20,000 if we lose this area right here. And where could you put in the trade? Again, as I just said, if we break down below right here, stabilize below, this is opening the road for us to go lower, in my humble opinion, because this is the most important support at this point. Now, let's talk about the bullish case, because again, if it breaks down below, you're shorting it. I mean, it's as easy as pie. It's very straightforward. However, if we're going to get supported, which we actually are being supported right now, let's go to the smaller time frame and do this top to bottom approach, which is what I've been doing and which is what made me a lot of money. I mean, it made me millions of dollars. So we're seeing right now, actually in a 15-minute chart, again, always use lenses, zoom in, zoom out, and always try to understand the patterns, what is happening, what is the market sentiment, what is the market telling you, what is macroeconomics telling you, etc. And that, again, you will not always be right. You have to be right at least 30 to 40% of the time to break even with proper risk and money management. Because whenever I take a trade, I always risk, for example, $1,000 and I want to take $5,000. So I can theoretically be wrong 5 times in a row and just one trade is going to break me even. So this is just proper risk and money management. So anyway, we have this in a 15-minute chart. We have this just like, look how precise it is, so beautiful. And right now we got supported again by this purple line, which we've just seen, we've just spoken about it. So that's again just absolutely beautiful. Do I really want to long from here? For me, well, since we have this kind of a beautiful pattern, what I could try to long is, if we're gonna break above here in 15-minute chart with some volume, with some nice confirmation, I'll take a long trade just into this whole formation with a target of about this 25K again for the retest of 25K. And I would certainly keep it there just to see if we're going to just dance around again and actually finally break above. So this would be the earliest possible entry into a long trade with minimum risk, because when you're trying to take a breakout and try to enter here, it could stop you out, move down, dance around, piss you off, liquidate you a bunch of times, and then move off in the desired direction. This has happened so many times, and it's like we're always victims of this kind of momentum sometimes. So that's why you can always find the best and the earliest entry possible, and this could be once again the break of not the bigger pattern that we just looked at, but a smaller one, which could feed the narrative of the future breakout from the bigger pattern. But certainly, if it breaks above and we enter into a long, for example, here somewhere, then it breaks down, and closes below with some volume, which is what I just discussed as well previously, I will certainly, to the best of my ability, minimize my losses, close it with zero loss or whatever, small loss, and flip it short and go back to the previous narrative that I just spoke about and just utilize proper risk and money management. Certainly, none of this is financial advice, but this is what we are seeing. This is the technicals. When you zoom in, you find these best opportunities and you know how to manage them. They don't always work, but when they do, they produce very good returns and better than most out there. So this is my plan as of right now, guys. Check out this quick tutorial so that you know how to use proper risk and money management when you're trading these patterns, because it's all tradable. You can make money here, but you need to know a few very specific rules. And certainly if you want personal mentorship, there is a link down in the description to sign up for a call with my team to figure out and understand how it works and how much it costs, etc. And as always, peace and love. Thomas Krallo. No Rolex for today, but maybe another day. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.